Hey guys, I'm gonna be doing sort of a movie review flash thing, but I just watched this movie the other day and I loved it, and I just thought I would put it in here. And I wish I would have waited to do my favorite movies until after I watched this movie because I never would put it in. And that movie is Boyhood. And if you don't know what this movie is about, it's about this little boy, and it is his life over the course of 12 years. So it goes from when he's in first grade to when he graduates. And there's no movie magic at all. This is made over the course of 12 years. So what they did was they got together 1 week over the course of, or 1 week a year, and they filmed it that year for him. And it is so good. It wasn't really sad when you're watching it, but then once you think about it, you just feel like, oh my gosh, like that actually just happened. Like I just spent 12 years with this boy, but it's only like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie. So like I actually cried. Like the soundtrack is so good with the movie. It's so good. And when he gets some years older, you kind of see how it is tough to be a teenager in this day and time. And it's just so cool how, like, one scene, this isn't really a spoiler. I'll get into a spoiler review later in the video. But, in, like, around his year, I want to say, like, 7, maybe 6 or 7, they were like, what do you think they would put in the new Star Wars movie? So it must have been like, 2008 for them. I think I figured it would be in 2008 when they were talking about that. And little did I know, 8 years later, there would be a new Star Wars movie. So they were talking about how there actually couldn't be a new Star Wars movie, which I thought that was cool. And like they showed the Harry Potter franchise of the Half-Blood Prince coming out. Ooh, love it. So now I'm gonna get into a kind of my discussion, and it will be spoilers. So if you haven't watched this movie, go watch it, and then just go watch it. So I'm gonna get right into the spoilers. Okay, so this movie is so good. It won so many Oscars, and it deserves it. So I'm gonna talk about characters. So what was his name? I just watched this 2 days ago. What's his name? Mason. I don't know why I forgot that. So Mason is played by Eller Coltrane. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. That's my phone, as you can probably hear. I don't know the number, so I'm not going to answer it. Sorry about that. So, I was talking about Mason. He was such a good character. I like how he progressed, like with haircuts and stuff, and how they didn't try to cover up like his acne and stuff, because that's what it is to be a teenager. You have to go through all that stuff. That was a weird lighting change. Okay, so, move on to the little sister, Samantha. She was a brat at the beginning of the movie. And kind of at the end, she kind of still is a brat. I'm being serious. Okay. Sorry. Sorry about that. And she was kind of a brat, and she still kind of is, like, at the graduation party. She didn't want to say anything and stuff. So I didn't really like her. The mom, played by Patricia Arquette, she was in Holes. That's how I realized it was her. This song, if you can hear it, it made me cry. This song is so powerful. If I think about it too much, I'll cry against it for myself. Oh yeah, Ethan Hawke is Mason Sr. I didn't realize it was Ethan Hawke until he got older. I don't know, it didn't progress through my mind. The cast was perfect. One character I didn't like was Mason's girlfriend. I think in like year 11, like when they went to the college with her sister. I didn't like the Ruba character. I just didn't like her character in the movie. Like she was like so mean to Mason. She was like, "Oh, I found a college boyfriend. You're not good enough for me." Whatever. I love this movie. I should have written out notes. I'm just going blank. It was kind of, the ending kind of made me mad because like he was just sitting there with the girl. Like, is that it? Oh yes, okay. The stepdads. The stepdads. Oh my gosh. She should have just stayed with Mason Sr. because he was such a good guy. Like at the beginning when he first got introduced, I was like, this guy's a little sketchy. But I was kind of assuming, and I should have. And the first guy with the two kids, no, he threw the cup at Mason and it shattered. And then he was like, "Oh, do you have a problem with me drinking?" And then he was like, "Oh, you have a problem with me drinking? Shut up." If I was a mom, I'd pick up my kids and I'd leave right then and there because nobody deserves that. And those kids need to go to child protection services. And, oh yes, also about the two kids. Like, that was the last we saw them around, like, year 6. That was so sad. Like, why? I think what they should have done is they should have brought them two back, maybe at, like, the end of the movie or, like, graduation or something. Because I wanted to see what happened with them. Okay, so the second guy, that was one of her students. I hate step-parents. I don't have any. My parents are married. But if I did, I probably wouldn't like him. Especially the drunk ones. Because, I mean, they try to act like they're your parent, but they're not. So why are you trying to tell me what to do? They're like, do you know what that officer guy, he was like talking to Mason, and he was like, do you know what time it is? You're not my dad, so you don't have to tell me what time to be home. Whatever. And then when he came home on his like 15th birthday and the mom asked him if he was drinking and smoking, he was just like, "Oh yeah, a little bit." She was like, "Okay," and just laughed it off. If that was my kid, I'd be like, "No, you're gonna stay inside and you're not gonna get out until you get a haircut, man." She just wasn't the best parent ever, but I kind of felt bad because at the end she was like, "Oh, well, I watched Samantha grow up and graduate. I watched you grow up and graduate. Now, next is my funeral." That was so sad. Oh my gosh, that one night. Okay, the best part of the movie was that one point where, like, you know, like the guy who helped with, the piping or something in the house. He came up to them in the restaurant and said that the mom changed his life. That wasn't like the best part of the movie, but that was like the most touching part of the movie because she told him to get a job, and now he's a manager of the place. Oh my gosh, that was like almost made me cry. That was so sweet. So, I guess that's all my thoughts that I can process right now. And if you have any other thoughts that maybe I forgot to mention them down below. But I guess that'll be it for this video before I go overboard on time. So, thank you for watching, and